Did you say stop?
What's going on?
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to the Minds of Nobodies. Today we're going to be talking about attachment styles and limerence. We'll talk about that later. Well, anyways, you're here with Devaney.
I'm Fabi.
I'm Dexter.
I'm Elijah.
And we got ones on the ones and twos.
Facts.
So before we talk about the attachment styles, which is I think a lot of people would be interested in, the first thing I want to do is give a shout out to someone who made a comment on our social media. What's her name, Dexter?
Oh, it's my sister Chelsea. She shared us on her. She does like breathing and stuff like that, like
Breath work.
breath work. Yeah, she does breath work and stuff like that. So she shared us on her platform and let everybody know to go follow. She loves us. She says that she likes how open and vulnerable we can be at sometimes and how super funny we are.
Oh yeah.
Shout outs to her.
Yeah, so
for
shout out to
giving us
her.
a shout out. Where can they find us if they wanna?
Yeah, again, if y'all want to find us, we're on YouTube, Minds of Nobodies, Facebook, Minds of Nobodies, Instagram, Minds of Nobodies, and we got the TikTok, Mind of Nobodies,
Mm-hmm.
and we got the TikTok, Mind of Nobodies. Yeah, we popping out here, so come follow along, man. Catch us on our journey.
Shown up. And before we get to the main event, to the main attraction, I wanted to point something out really quick. Did you guys hear about the fish bandit?
That one?
Is this gonna be a joke?
Fish bandit.
So this is actually something that happened here in Utah.
Okay.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking
There was a teenager going into the ATMs and literally just putting fishes on it. Yep.
I did not hear
Like
about
live
that.
fish?
about. Yeah.
I thought you was gonna say
they
something
were
I don't think
dead.
they were alive anymore.
Why would they be
but-
alive?
I bet you, but okay, there was like a real fish though. They were just,
Yeah.
They could have. They was alive at some
they was
point.
just setting them on
Yeah.
ATMs, huh?
Yep. So they
Just
put quite a
like that.
few at different ATMs. He even put one in a cop car.
Props to my guy. If you could get away with putting one in the cop car, props to you. You know.
No,
You cannot
he
get
got
Hopefully-
arrested.
hopefully
You
they
cannot
got
get away.
arrested.
He got arrested.
I was
What they
about-
gon'
I was about to say, hopefully
they gon'
didn't
charge
find
him
it for
with?
like a week, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Stay
What they
woke.
about to charge him with?
If they do that to the cop car, isn't that like vandalism? or something
Vandalism.
like
I'm
that?
sure they'd find some kind of
yeah.
vandalism charge.
Yeah.
Someone, let's get a GoFundMe and bail my guy out.
Man, all he has to do is fight that. All he has to do is
that
fight
happened
that.
here in Utah.
That's
A whole
crazy.
state. So
Dang.
That's crazy.
I
So
thought it was wild.
so
Shout outs to the fish bandit.
right.
We gotta invite him to the show.
Yeah, you're welcome on here at any time, my guy. Tell us your story.
I'm down. Also, but speaking about these attachments, the 5 love languages. We need to look up our 5 love languages
We'll
Oh,
do the
too.
love
yeah.
languages
We
next week.
should
Yeah.
do that next
I know which
week.
one is mine.
Yeah.
No, you gonna take.
Well,
the
you
test
know, you
again,
have to
though,
take it again. Yeah, you
You're
have to
gonna
take it
have
again.
the test again. We
Okay.
change.
Yeah, because I had one in the military when they had us take it, and then I probably changed.
Yeah.
Change it.
It does change. Even the personality one. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys have taken the one that it's mediator and all of that, archetypes, everything.
Mm-mm.
You can change through the years because I used to be one the first time I did it, and the second time, and the third and fourth time, I've been that one that it's more in the introvert side, but before I was more on the extrovert side. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It might change.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
can change
definitely.
it.
Oh, I'm
All right.
definitely introvert.
Yeah.
So
I am an introvert now.
which one were you, Fabi? I want him to read all 3, but I want to see if we all
What's
match
four?
or anything.
Wait, let's
or
start.
there's 4.
Let's
Yeah,
start. There's 4.
let's introduce them first, yeah.
Exactly.
But before we get to that one more news, current events. I don't know if you guys did this like normal Americans, but this weekend there was football going on, and we have already the teams going to the
My
Super Bowl.
boys.
Football?
My-
No,
the
just
Chiefs,
like
we
Who's
back.
your team?
The
Yeah.
Chiefs.
it looks like they're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
So-
it's crazy because my little brother's just a Niners fan too, so we're about to not talk for a couple
There you
weeks
go.
after this.
The
Yeah,
2
yeah,
weeks,
yeah,
Super
I'm
Bowl,
ready
Chiefs
for
that.
versus Niners.
Niners, yep.
I was talking to one of my coworkers today, and she was showing me that the tickets actually they went up like 70% and last
Oh,
Yeah,
year.
I don't even.
And
Yeah.
that's in
What
Vegas
the
too.
heck? And it's in Vegas. She
Yeah.
was looking like online, just playing around with the tickets and the seats and whatnot.
Mhm.
There was tickets of like $60,000.
That's
Woo!
wild.
Yeah.
The Raiders and the Realms next year.
I have seen those numbers.
All right.
Just know that I quoted it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right then. So Dev, here we go. The main dish. Why did you suggest this?
I saw a TikTok on limerence, and then it like said that people that have an anxious attachment are more prone to experience limerence. And so I was like, oh, attachment styles, we should do a podcast
Can you
on
explain
that.
to me
What
what
is
that
limerence,
word
sorry?
means? Yeah.
What limerence is?
Yeah.
It's basically a hyperfixation on a person.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So that'll explain what. So we don't have that then, right?
No,
Yours is just
Yeah.
different.
we can.
We can?
Yeah,
Okay.
because we have our attachment style is like both,
Oh, okay.
but yeah.
Yeah, we about to learn about these. I didn't even know this was such a thing.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, that's
That's yeah. I didn't know because I don't look up stuff like that. I'd be like, hey, when she comes, she comes.
So I actually learned about them 5 years ago or so. My the mother of my child started going to therapy, and that's where she kind of started learning about that. And she told me,
Real quick, don't you hate someone who go to therapy because they always try to make like therapize you? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're like,
but it was
That's how y'all feel. I mean, yeah, I guess
it
that's
was
true.
really good because
No.
I got to learn, and she probably did it to point out that I was crazy. It turns out she's the crazy. I'm kidding. But nonetheless, I learned about it, and I was like, this was a good teaching because I really took a lot from it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
I couldn't afford therapy, so I just listened to a podcast.
I'm definitely about to start going to therapy though.
That's where I
Mm.
learned that. I have grown a lot because of that podcast.
Yeah.
If y'all need a recommendation, let me know.
All right.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's
Do
get
you want
to
to?
it.
Okay. Do you want to point out what are the styles?
Okay, so the 4 attachment styles, I don't know how it was on the link I sent you guys, but
They're
it's
here.
anxious,
Okay,
anxious, preoccupied, I believe. It's avoidant, fearful avoidant, and secure.
So it's normally just 4, right? But
Yeah.
sometimes they intermingle with each
Mhm.
other.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
of course. You can be like a little bit of one and also a little bit of other one. So you can
Okay.
be mixed.
And it can
depending on the
change.
and depending on the dynamic of the relationship, you can be a little bit of one or another. Like sometimes you can be more of an avoidant, and sometimes you can be more of the anxious style, depending also on the other people you are like getting into a relationship.
And some people can trigger some of your
yeah.
behavior as
Yeah.
well.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
you
so-
can start, for example, a
go
relationship
ahead.
in a secure attachment style, and depending on the dynamic of the other person, you can become an anxious, or you can become, like a dismissive, or like
Avoidant.
Mhm.
avoidant, or yeah.
Yeah.
So you two are the avoidance, right?
No. We are fearful avoidant.
Fearful avoidant.
We are both anxious and avoidant.
Oh shit.
Hey, can you read that one for us?
I was a very anxious before and an avoidant as well for a long time.
Yeah.
So what was yours again?
Fearful avoidant.
Fearful of
Okay.
So with that one, it's a little bit complicated because depending on who you're with, can bring out either
One or another.
side.
In the verse.
Yeah.
So it says here that people with the disorganized attachment style tend to vacillate between the traits of both anxious and avoidant attachments, depending on their mood and circumstances. For this reason, someone with the attachment style tends to show confusing and ambiguous behavior in their social bonds.
Oh yeah, I've been that.
What was yours?
I am secure.
Oh.
Oh. Are y'all answering truthfully out here? She was
So-
like, this one will get me.
No, I was like, I'm sure I'm an avoidant, but then I was like, oh, secure. I feel some shit then.
So, with again with your guys' with the fearful avoidant, for adults with disorganized attachment, the partner and the relationship themselves are often the source of both desire and fear. So your partner moves you.
Yeah.
And that's secure? Oh, wait, that's.
No, that's
That's
Oh, yeah.
fearful avoidant.
I was like, what?
Obviously not.
I was like, dang, if that's secure.
People
Fine.
with this attachment style.
Right.
So people with this attachment style often struggle with identifying and regulating their emotions and tend to avoid strong emotional attachments due to their intense fear of getting hurt.
Interesting.
Period.
Looking at you, Deb. Looking at you, Deb.
Dang.
Yeah, it's bad. It can get bad. All right, Elijah, it's your turn. What is
Oh, for real?
yours?
I forgot what mine is. What was mine?
Yours was
Anxious.
was it avoidant?
Anxious,
Oh,
what?
anxious, preoccupied, right?
All right, read mine.
Nalaija.
Because I do be preoccupado.
So Nalaija, adults with an anxious attachment style tend to have a negative self-view, but a positive view of others. This means that they may view their partner as their literal better half, because someone with this attachment style deems themselves to be less worthy of love in comparison to other people. The thought of living without their partner causes high level of anxiety. In other words, they deeply fear abandonment. Now that's the
I don't really know
anxious
anymore.
part. That's the anxious part.
Oh, okay.
So to ease this fear of abandonment, people with the anxious attachment style strongly desire security within relationships and attention, care, and responsiveness from their partner. Tends to be the remedy for their feelings of anxious. On the other hand, the perceived absence of support and intimacy can lead someone with the anxious attachment style to become more clinging and demanding, preoccupied with the relationship, and desperate for reassurance that they are loved.
Ooh.
I might be with y'all, and I just filled it out wrong.
That's why I said, I was
but
like,
didn't you say that like you
Yeah,
could be
there do be times. So yeah, I can get attached sometimes and go above and beyond and mess up and wild out. I did it before in the military.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Wanna
was
tell us about
acting
that
a fool.
experience?
Not really. I kind of got scared.
You don't want to talk about it?
Anybody who was
It's all right.
who was on that same base with me, yeah, they were like,
They
yeah,
know,
nah, you was
man.
overdoing it, bro. And I was like, yeah, I don't know why I do that. Yeah, I can get attached when I get attached.
Ooh, that plays into limerence. So basically, limerence is that really strong obsession
Yeah.
with another person. No,
I think we maybe all had limerence if you ever been in love with somebody, you know, at least an unhealthy love that, you know what I mean, that love that we knew about growing up. You
Oh
know?
yeah, that one, like
Yeah.
toxic relationship,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
full
Yeah.
of codependency.
I know when you-
I walk away, you go after me. You go away, I go after you. Type of thing, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
that runner chaser dynamic.
Running chaser,
Yeah.
yup.
So dreamy.
I think we was always sold the dream of like, I don't know, especially
We still are sold that
the
same dream.
that like, you know, your ones out there. If you put in the work, they gonna put in the work, and it's not. I don't feel like that's the real world at all.
Right. I think that's why people like to call each other boyfriend and girlfriend, because once they put a title on it, then they feel like their spot is secure.
Yeah.
That you work towards it, I work towards it, but then they find out that it's not the title that makes it secure. It's the effort someone's gonna put in.
Yeah, I think
With
it's
you.
like the actions, you know, the mutual actions and how you handle, you know, the relationship, what makes you feel safe.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned, right, the love languages, which is, you know, really great, because if you learn your partner's love language, then you learn how to communicate with them.
Yeah.
And vice
Yeah.
versa, they learn how to communicate with you.
Facts.
Facts.
Pretty good.
Yep.
Right. Now I'll tell you about the
okay.
military thing.
Yeah, I was waiting for this tea. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, so
Let's get the
so,
tea.
so I am the type that if I'm like, hey, this the woman for me, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I've probably already fantasized the future together.
Yeah.
So I'm also the type that don't like to be disappointed. I'm gonna work towards everything and make sure it happens, type of thing. So if I fantasize the future, then I'm the psycho. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be the psycho. It's like,
He said, bitch, we in love.
right? Yeah, we in love. I know it. I had a dream about you. So
Or you dreamt
So-
with her.
huh?
Or you dreamt with her.
Yeah, whatever you just said, I have no clue. Wait, say it again.
He said, so you dreamt with her or about her.
Okay, yeah, I dreamed
With her.
with her. Yeah. Anyway, so there was one where I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna give this girl a chance. You know what I'm saying, to be my girl or whatever. So when that chance came, she started acting different. You know,
Yeah,
she
switched
started
up on you.
acting
Like that.
distant and all this other stuff. And I'm like, the only reason why I put you in this position, and I tell everybody, hey, I won't call a girl my girlfriend unless she has potential to be my wife. You know what I'm saying? Which probably never gonna have a girl that's gonna be in that wife position, but she gonna have that potential. Anyway, so
Man.
but anyway, so
Are you scared of commitment, Elijah?
dang. All right, let me finish. So
Kanye West.
I don't think I'm afraid, but I think what I'm afraid of is when I put a woman in that position, I go so hard, I get blinded by all others. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with her being distant from me, there was a lot of red flags that I just blinded myself from. It's like she felt like we moved in too fast. We moved in this relationship too fast, and she trying to run away. She's trying to let me know she's trying to run away. You know what I'm saying? But she's still being friendly enough to communicate with me and hang out with me and talk to me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not looking at it as she feels like we need to step back and wait. You know what I'm saying? I've already made up my mind that we're gonna be together forever. And when I make up my mind, it's like all other women are cut off.
Yeah,
I don't need
facts.
social media. Shit. I mean, I'm about to be in the house,
Damn,
everything.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I done made up my mind. And so a move like that can be scary.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to not move like that, and that's why I mostly stay single. It's not that I'm afraid of commitment. It's that
You don't know how to
when
have
I'm
that
disappointed that the dreamland that I dreamed up for me and her didn't really work out, and I went above and beyond to be like, hey, I'm doing all this stuff for you. Then I don't really know how to like not regret every freaking decision, because I go to the club beating up people. Yeah, I was ready to get kicked out the military.
Yeah.
And then my boys was like, bro, you was wilding out.
He said, you
Yeah,
look at my girlhood. You look
Yeah.
at my girl.
I was wilding out. And so yeah, I just had to realize, but I do realize it as like as fast as I step into it, I realize it just as fast. You just have to give me a rude awakening, like a real big wake up call, like, nah, I don't want this relationship. And then all of that stuff falls off. But you can't say it like that. You have to show me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, you gotta do the
Facts.
whole thing right in front of me.
Facts,
In
yeah,
front of my face, right?
yeah. So yeah,
So if they're done, you want them to show you that they're done,
Exactly.
not just
Yeah.
say and then still give you some nice.
yeah, because then I'm gonna be thinking, well, she wants me to prove my loyalty, and then I'm gonna go above and beyond. But if you can show me, look, I really don't want this, then it clicks in my head, and then I'm like, man, why did I do that? Because I can go all day being single and being like, oh, I'm gonna be single, and then that one girl I'm acting a fool about, and yeah, I try not to ever let my friends know these things,
Yeah.
cause the way some people will see me like that, it's like, dang, you lost.
Yeah, because we probably heard you tell us it once or twice.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell y'all all day, man.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised by all of this. I will never imagine that you were like that.
I know, because all y'all see is like,
Never. Yup.
yeah, the wild boy.
The
He's hiding the
wild
truth.
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's only because I don't want, because I think back on things I've done, and if I'm hanging out with the people I've done it around, then I'm gonna think back on it a lot more of, dang, why am I like that? Why, like super fall in love. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. I'm the worst. Yeah. I'm the worst. Yeah.
Worse.
He
Super
like, head
attached.
over heels.
Yes.
Worse.
Tying shoelaces and everything. What you need, baby?
How long did
Yeah.
it take you to
He be
realize?
doing one of these. He be like, "Yeah, baby, you got something right there.
For real. For real. I'm gonna do everything, go above and beyond.
Holy shit.
How
How long
long-
did it take you? Yeah.
How long does it take me to realize it? Well,
Well,
as
at least
soon.
with that relationship.
With that one.
So all right. So with her, it probably was a week after. So a week after she really showed that she didn't want nothing to do with me. It was a conversation the next day, and then going to work, because in the military you work with the people that you're pretty much gonna be hanging out with because they're all in your company.
Yeah.
Right.
But
So then you had to see her every
yeah.
day too?
Well, nah, I didn't get to see
Okay,
her.
so that's rough.
But the other people that seen me while out and was acting a fool,
They will tell you stories.
yeah, my bros was like, nah, bro. Yeah, you was doing
That ain't
way
worth it.
too much. Yeah,
That's
yeah, because I was ready to do some crazy stuff.
What do
Yeah.
you think she'd do to make you think that?
I don't know. It's just like a light trigger. Like it's not what the other person does. It's what I think. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like someone can say the right thing to you, and I'm talking about with everybody. I feel like everybody. Somebody can say the right thing to you, and then you thinking Romeo and Juliet. What if I take the poison, she gonna take the poison, or if you take the poison, he gonna take the poison with you. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody gets to that point, but they get to that point after they know the person. She say, damn, you look good. I'd be like, oh, we taking poison together. Ain't nothing separating us, for real.
So, in the book Attached, which talks about this, it makes a lot of reference to that, to where you're with someone, and because of the behaviors they do, it triggers something, so it makes you keep going, right?
Mhm.
So, like you were saying, right? If you're a secure person and you're with an anxious person, that secure person might turn into an anxious person because this person doesn't have it together,
Mm.
right? And so, because you're so secure, you're like, it's okay, we'll get through it, we'll get through it, we'll get through it. And then the relationship lasts longer than it probably should.
Mm.
And so,
He's like, I'm good. I'm secure enough for the both of us.
Right,
Come on, let's
right. And so it's really crazy, right? That's one of the big takeaways that I really like from that book, that it just pointed out that fact that a lot of times it's your unresolved trauma that leads to, and we talked about this before, that leads to longer relationships.
Yeah.
Because this person wakes something up in you that you probably experienced at one point, right? It's familiar.
It's familiar to you.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you know what it is, you kind of know how to deal with it, or you feel like you know how to deal with it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you find someone that does everything right, it doesn't wake
They're
anything
probably
up in
lying
you.
to you.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
boring.
Yeah.
It's
That's
boring.
the thing. It's like
Yeah,
That's what
if
it
you
is.
if you too good,
Me and Devaney like, nah, you lying, bro.
You're
Too good to be
I gotta
true,
start
yeah.
a
yeah,
fight.
exactly.
I have to start
What's
a
your
fight.
angle? What's your angle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get so it's so good, but I get bored and I'm like, I need
Uh-huh.
to
It's
fight
because
about
it's not-
something.
Yes.
There's not
I think that's a
spark.
female thing.
Yeah.
No,
Or
no,
do you do that?
No,
It's
I don't do
it's not a female thing. It's
No,
a human
it's a
thing.
human thing.
I've
Dexter, do you
I've
think it's a Latin thing? No, I'm just laughing.
Dexter.
You shut up.
Dexter be saying stuff like that.
But it is true, because I can tell you, at least myself, one of the things that attracted me to the mother of my child was that at the time she was a single mother.
Mm-hmm.
And so it reminded me of
He's
my
like, "I'ma
mom,
give
because
her
my mom
another
was a
one."
single mother. She raised me by
Right.
herself.
Yeah.
So that automatically gave me a sense of, oh, this is a good woman. You know, like that feature just stood out to me because it's something that I knew.
Right.
So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to lead me to happiness or not, but it triggered that.
Yeah.
So if it's boring, it's the
good.
right
It's
thing.
the right
Yeah,
person.
definitely.
It's the right person.
Yep.
It's the right person.
Dang.
Yep.
We don't even like to hear that.
That's why I'm saying it, because it is true. And not only it's all unresolved trauma. There's
Oops.
this for those who like podcasts or free. Listen to Sadia Khan.
Who's
She's
that?
She's
Sadia
a
Khan?
Sadia Khan. She's
Plug 'em in.
I thought you said Shaka Khan.
I was thinking that too. I was like, is Sadia Khan related to Shaka Khan?
I don't think so, but she is a relationship therapist,
Okay.
and she talks a lot about this. One of the questions they asked her was, you know, when should someone be with someone that they love or quote unquote love? And her response is, until you resolve your unresolved trauma.
Mm.
And it's not just her. There's this other person, Shefali Tashbari. She has a book. It's about raising kids. The Awaken. I mentioned it quite a few times.
Mhm.
It talks about the same thing. When should you have kids? When you have resolved your unresolved trauma.
And we got so much drama. I still want to hear.
Right.
I still want to hear stories that relate to y'all situations
Oh
that y'all
my
feel like.
gosh. Oh my god.
We gonna wait for you.
Yeah,
Yours sounds spicy as hell.
Yeah.
You wanna go first?
Well,
We're
mine
gonna leave
just
the best for last.
mine I
Uh,
do see because I'm the same way. Like,
and can
especially
you announce
when-
yours again?
But mine was what's it called, Devin?
Who was your? Oh,
We were the
fearful avoidant.
fearful avoidant, disorganized, fearful avoidant.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's organized for all of it.
So, and it's like weird with sometimes even with friendships or with mostly with like partnerships. Like when it's like too good, I'm like, nah, I don't trust you. What are you doing? You know what I mean? Like it's like then I start doing things to like sabotage it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Oh,
Or
You
like push
picking
myself
fights.
away from it. You know?
Mhm.
But I don't
It's
like, but I
not
don't
feeling
pick
good
fights.
enough.
But I'll do stupid shit. You know what I mean? Like
Does
I
that
don't.
make you feel alive?
No.
Sometimes.
Right?
Not even gonna lie.
It's
No,
not
I feel
about
like I
how
relate to
good
that
it
though.
Sometimes it's a
Yeah.
thrill. You know what I mean?
Right?
I feel like it can be more like the lack of how do you say it? Like when you don't feel like good enough, you know? Really deep inside, you start a relationship, but you're thinking kind of like, oh, I might not be as good for this. I might
Right.
not be as good to be in a relationship. So that's when you start like sabotaging yourself. Because I've been through like all of the different styles, honestly, until I got to this point of the secure, and now I'm the boring one. You know,
She's
I
like,
don't
you want to
trigger.
fight? Well,
I
we
don't
can talk all
trigger.
day.
Yeah, but I've been that person as well, you know, where I
Yeah.
get into it and I'm like, I don't feel good enough, and you used to start like bringing up your insecurities or bringing up like toxic dynamics, or you are just kind of like avoiding to the point where you're like, oh, you just avoid it. You just like focus yourself on other things, and you just don't give the enough time for it, or you just don't give them the enough attention, and of course the other person is gonna get bored, you know, or they're just gonna give up on you, and then you feel like, oh yeah, of course it happened because I wasn't good enough,
Mm.
you know.
Damn, you've been
You're
through
like,
it.
I
You
knew
already
it.
know.
I knew it.
Yeah.
For me, it's like if my partner is anxious, I'm avoidant. If my partner is avoidant,
Uh-huh.
I'm anxious.
And the
Mhm.
challenge with that is that because he wants to know what you're doing, you're like, forget about
And
it.
you're like,
Oh,
bro,
yeah.
get away
So, like,
from
he's
me.
Get away from me. I know.
Yeah.
I
It's
need
absorbing me.
space.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
But then they do get away, and you're like, wait, I'm sorry. Come
Like,
back.
hey, I'm here.
I was just kidding. I need you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's hilarious.
So let's hear a story of yours, how yours played out.
Wait, but do you guys have a limerence story?
A limerence? I'm still trying to figure out
That was yours.
fully.
You
Okay,
said.
good.
So limerence
Alright.
is like just being
The
over-
attached.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Like overly attached to somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been, yeah.
Go ahead, Fabi
ahead.
or
Nah,
Dexter.
Nah, you know my limerence, so we ain't got to get into it.
No,
We
we
gonna
do.
get into it.
We're gonna get into it. We got time today.
Fast.
Let's do it.
We
All
get
right,
Cameras on
into
you,
it.
wait, let's
buddy.
start with Dex.
Yeah.
No,
let's
no.
start
We
with
hear
you.
from me a lot.
No,
Let's
no,
hear.
no.
I know how it is kind of hard to talk about stuff like
Yeah,
this.
no, for
Wait.
real. So,
Yeah.
Who was
You wanna
she
go?
to you? Like your
Who
baby
she-
mama?
nah, she was. I would honestly say my real first love. Like, yeah, we was different. Like, it was like the first woman that was like a homie to me. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
me and her would just sit there and smoke all day long. Like, we would just be chilling. You know, like she was in my head. We was both trying to make each other grow, and then you know, things happen and
We don't know.
the relationship doesn't turn
We
out to
don't
be
know.
quite, you know, like infidelities happen and stuff like that, you know.
One of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of those,
Son of a
yeah.
bitch.
So, but yeah, it's someone that I always ran back to, for years, just like in between relationships, like
Wow.
they were all my relationships within that meantime was just getting by to get back to her. You know what I
Wow.
mean? So,
Yeah,
That's heavy.
that was.
it was, man. And then when we let it go, it sucked, you know. But
How do you get to that point where you're like, this is sad? Like,
dude,
I'm
it
not
took
doing this.
it took me a long time, and it took me a lot of self reflection on my end too. Realizing because she knew it, right? She knew what she had with me, that I could literally be with like my spouse or anybody at the time, and she would call me up, and I'd be like, all right, well, I gotta go. You know what I mean? So like, and I would
You
go to
were
her.
always there for her.
Oh yeah, I was always there for. She already knew that, no doubt. I was always there for her, even though we had some things in the past that happened where like I did some fucked up shit, and it like hurt her emotionally, you know.
I hear that.
But like I would always be there for her, you know. Like even though I did cause pain to her, she knew that, like I would always be there to protect her and be there for her, you know. So. But yeah, you just got to get to a point where I realized at a certain point that she knew that, and that she was stringing me along to her next one. You know what I'm saying? So, and I
That
told
toxic stuff.
and that's the one that I told, like, you know, we're gonna either do this now or this is what's gonna happen, and I put like negative energy towards it, of course.
Did
And
you
then, like,
you
it-
gave her an ultimatum?
Well, because I was just like, yeah, like either we're gonna be together, or I'm not gonna mess with you no more. Like I'm not gonna come when you call. And I was like, you gonna go out there, you gonna have a baby, you gonna have a baby by some dude, he gonna leave you, you gonna try to come run back to me, and it like really happened like that, you know what I mean?
So you talked about it.
Yeah, and I feel so bad because like emotionally she's not like in a good space in her life right now, and I want to be there for her and like offer that support, and I'm sure that I probably would still,
Are you
you
still
know
in
what I mean?
contact with her?
Nah, not really. I seen her a couple times, like, because it's crazy. She lives somewhere by my baby mama's house. So whenever I leave there, sometimes I run into her. So, yeah. But, like, I keep it, like, strictly, like, hello, how are you doing?
Very
Yeah.
very cordial.
You know, and then move on.
Okay.
Well, according
But, yeah.
to your attachment, right? You have that, right? Like you struggle to identify, you know, emotions or regulate your emotions correctly, which is probably why you kept going back.
Yeah. But it took me a lot. I've been through a lot as far as, like, self-development, because I always didn't want to think it was somebody else. Like, I always like to take accountability for the shit that I do. Even though I might not tell that person it, you know what I mean? I will still reflect back on myself and be like, damn, that was messed up. Like, you know, how could I have done this better or worse and stuff like that? But again, I might not let that person know because I'm petty still, you know?
It's that
I
stubbornness.
still ain't
Yeah.
got over that one yet. I'm still petty, you know, so.
And that's it here that it shows confusion and ambiguous behavior. So you're never like straight shooter.
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn.
Crazy.
Fear of being left alone.
It is.
I would prefer, to be real, that is like one of my biggest fears is just dying. And then what's crazy is because we all die alone, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we die, no one else dies with us. Like,
Right.
we're the ones dying.
Damn.
But it's just my fear to die with nobody around me, I guess.
That's why you gotta die at a retirement home.
but you know what I mean. Like when my
I'm
grandpa passed
kidding.
away, he did it at home, and we were all there when it happened. Like I've actually I've seen someone take their last breath before, you know. So
Ooh, do they have like I saw on TikTok that was like, did dead people have a death rattle?
I
They
didn't
poop.
hear a rattle.
They can poop after.
No, like their something about their breath, but their saliva. If they're laying down, was your grandpa
Yeah, he
laying
was
down?
laying down.
Well, when they lay down, like the saliva will collect at the bottom of their throat, but they can't clear it. So then it just makes like this rattling sound in the back of their throat.
I didn't
Makes
hear.
sense.
It was a pretty emotional moment. I had one aunt who was like over like top with it. You know what I mean? So like it kind of sucked because I wasn't. I'd feel like able to express myself how I
It
wanted
took
to.
away from it.
Well, yeah, and he was like, my grandpa was like my dad to me. You know, he was always there for me. So to see him pass away was like comforting because he struggled for a long time with Parkinson's.
So you knew he was.
Yeah,
at
so
peace.
he got to a relic of the person he was, and I know he had like a DNR and all that kind of stuff. Like he was ready to go. So
Do not resuscitate.
yeah, so seeing that it's helped me. I don't even know what we were talking about, honestly. Yeah, that was the.
We're talking about how you don't want to die alone, and you've seen somebody
so I
pass.
think because I think it's this comfort that I felt for him is like what I would want, or is what I want, and I would be fearful not to have that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
yeah.
And what she was talking about is how Bill Murray died on Double Tap. It's like,
Okay. But I don't know.
I don't know. I've never seen that.
You never seen Double Tap?
No.
Well, they kind of played it out like that, but
So my attachment is secure.
Mine
Yeah.
yours is secure
What,
too.
what does that
You guys are
mean?
grown adults.
Yeah,
That's
what does that
it
mean?
What does that mean? Because watch, it's like really not what it's supposed to sound like.
Yeah, you never
means
told us
you've
what
been
secure
to
was.
therapy.
They're like happy with their discontent or something.
Right? They're delusional. They're the most delusional.
to die alone, I
Yeah,
wasn't happy
right.
to die alone. That's
So
feelings.
for secure attachments, the secure attachment style implies that a person is comfortable expressing emotions openly. Therefore, adults with the secure attachment style can depend on their partner and, in turn, let their partners rely on them. Relationships with someone with a secure attachment style are based on honesty, tolerance, and emotional closeness. Although someone with this attachment style often thrives in the relationship, they also don't fear being on their own. Secure attachers tends to have a positive view of themselves and others, so they do not overly seek external approval or validation. They can successfully identify and regulate their emotions and even help a partner to do so with theirs.
Dang. look
Until
at
they,
y'all.
Right?
until they drive you nuts.
I can tell you when I turn into a secure attached person. It was my high school sweetheart.
Mm.
She was the
Don't do
baddest bitch in school.
Elijah,
The
was she?
baddest of them
The baddest.
all.
Did y'all go to
baddest-
school together?
We went to school together, but I ain't never seen him with a girlfriend.
He didn't go to school to my school a
Oh.
lot. Like, it was like once or twice. Nonetheless,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I was on the streets.
You were in the high school,
He
but you
belonged
was
to
in the
the
street.
Yeah.
so we dated for over a year and a half. I actually moved out with her, and I thought she was the one. I thought I was gonna have that story ending book of high school and the whole shebang. But it didn't turn out like that, and that hit me really hard. I don't think I ever experienced depression, but I can tell you that at that period in my life, it might have been the closest I ever been to depressed.
Mm.
My point of view. After that, I've never been sadder than that. And so it took me a while after us broken up. It finally hit me after I couldn't tell you, months. It hit me that I was crying myself to bed like every night, and the world didn't care. Like, people
Facts.
were waking up every morning, they were going to work, they were doing their thing, walking their dogs, eating their foods. Like, that right there hit me, and I was like, shoot, here I am whining about the situation, but the world is still going. And so ever since that experience, for me, it helped me in my future relationships, to the point where I never got to attach unless I really felt like, okay, this is good. But if I got attached and I realized that there was something crazy, I was quick to say, okay, it's not working out, it's okay, let's try somewhere else.
Mm.
But that at least in my experience, that's what helped me to become a secure person.
Mm.
Interesting.
I was 19.
And what about you, Fabi?
Ooh, okay, well, for me, well, one of the parts that I feel why being always a secure person, it's because I always had like part of my parents, like very, very there, like for most part. But I feel like the last relationship that I had, well, the like long relationship was also like a long distance relationship, and that one triggers the shit out of me on like from an avoidant to an anxious to an avoidant to and it started as a secure. For me at the beginning, everything was like, yeah, let's try this our best. I was like putting all of my effort, but then like the distance, of course, the cultural differences, the economic difference as well, because we were from different like economic status. All of that started triggering me, and that causes me a lot of problems. And well, obviously, like a super uncertain future too, because COVID hit, and we didn't see each other for about a year, more than a year and something. And we didn't really know when we're gonna be seeing each other, you know. And we were having like that constant dynamic of me giving up on it, and then he was, you know, like jumping and kind of being like, no, let's not give up, you know. And then he was giving up, and I was the one, you know, like, hey, let's try to make it work and things like that, you know. But when we finally got to see each other, I was like, I was going through a grieving process from when my dad passed away, and I realized how my relationship was also, it was like a whole mess. I don't even know how to like put it on the table because it was a whole mess. My dad was passing away. He was in his most avoidant stage. You know, he left me by myself. He abandoned me and he went away. He went to travel through Europe. And then he kind of like regretted to have taken that decision, and he came back to me. But at that moment, I was taking care so much of my emotions, you know, dealing with my mom and my family and like my grieving and all of that. And I had to take the decision of just like letting the relationship go. And for me was detaching from that. I feel like gave me so much perspective on how I wanted my relationships to be. And I messed up a couple times after that, getting to know people that they could have been like really good, you know, partners and all that. But I was on my healing process, so for most of those like kind of like situationships, I was sabotaging myself. Like I was. That's why I could relate to you, because I will sabotage myself, not feeling enough, because I was also dealing with the trauma of how someone that I thought that was so good for me didn't pick me, you know. So I will feel like I wasn't enough. So when other really good possible partners came along, I will feel like, oh, this is not gonna work because I might not be enough, you know. Or when there was like good person, like a good person, I would be like, oh no, it wouldn't trigger me, you know. It wouldn't trigger that trauma that I wanted to feel, you know. So I was like, oh no, this is like, you know. But at the same time, I was working myself through all of those situations, and I was like starting like realizing like, and also like bad people who came along, I will detect them so easy, you know. I will get to see really easy when they were a narcissist, when they were like bad people and things like that. So all of that, the little like packages of different experiences have made me, you know, realize what I'm looking for and what I want and what I deserve and what I can give. And you know, and that's why, I don't know, like nowadays I was in a like relationship like a couple months ago, but I got to see all of the things that I did really want. And I was so proud of me when I walked away with all of the dignity, and I said, you know what, like, thank you so much for your time, but this is not working for me, you know. And I'm still in the search of it, you know. But it cost me like because that long distance relationship, it started in 2019, I ended up on 2021.
Ooh,
so it was a long way, and I feel it taught me a lot. And of course, all those other experiences, you know, like little
In
experiences
between,
in between, up until now, they have like taught me what I want, you know. And I just want something good. That's why I don't like the dating scene nowadays, you know.
Oh yeah.
All of the people are trying to like do mind games, and if you don't play hard to get and things like that, and you know, all of those dynamics, it's like they're not
like that.
they're not like exciting for me.
Well, it's
I'm
like so hard. You have to like try to show someone you're interested, but then you can't be too interested in them. And then like, yeah, it's just weird. Man.
It's just weird, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just stepping away. I'm just gonna take it easy. I feel so good with myself and working by myself and working on my things that I'm like, if I end up with someone, that's okay. If I don't end up with, you know, with someone, that's also okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's the beauty of things like this book, this teaching, because it does, you know, help you get to. It should help you get to a place where you're comfortable saying, "Oh, this is not what I want." You know, let's bounce, right? Let's,
Yeah.
you know, I'll keep looking, or not look,
Or not
right?
looking, just looking.
And so, again, when I read the book, at that time, I found out I was a secure attached, which I didn't think I was. I thought I was avoidant. I was being accused of being avoidant at the time. So,
So
that's
to who was
what I
ever
was.
accusing him, you were wrong.
Right.
Well,
Wrong.
it turns out there was a lot of gaslighting too, and so I had to find out later. But because, you know, I'm really secure with myself, it's like whatever, it'll just roll off, right? Just
Yeah.
on to the next, on to the next.
Now I do got a question before Devaney tells her story though.
It's juicy.
It's juicy.
She's like,
So on these dating scenes, what's a good intro line?
You don't
Hi.
need help with that, bro. I've seen
What you
I've
mean?
seen you.
It's a
pick
dating
up-
site. It's not in person. In
Yeah.
person's
Oh,
different.
dating site, you said. Okay,
Yeah, on a
yeah.
dating site,
I don't know, man. I'm not good at the online dating at all.
right? Because I be hitting and missing. Like, what up?
A couple
But,
of things that you can do to make a good first impression on a dating link. One, you can be like stoic, like not paying attention that there's a camera there, but like posing, or like, you know, like thinking.
Are you
Oh,
talking about
You
imaging?
like talk about
Yeah.
for the picture.
I'm talking about
Like, no,
what to
you
say.
saying.
Oh, what
You
to
gotta
say,
hit them with
oh.
something funny, just off the
What to
rip.
say?
You know what I mean?
What to say is different though. Like everybody's different.
If you gotta hit him with something funny, that's all I know.
I
Well,
don't
how y'all
Better
feel?
look.
What's the best pickup line that y'all have had?
for a man? Or that
Or
I said
either.
from a
Social
man
media,
or from
What?
myself?
From a dating site.
Yeah.
Bumble.
I fucking
What?
hate dating apps. I've had them for, you know, like a year or so, on and off.
But you never had one
Toxic
where a guy hit you with the
relationship.
line and you were
It's
like,
fu-
I gotta meet you.
No, dude, I don't know. Let me think.
What
Well,
about
both
you,
of you
Devin?
are pretty women. I'm
They're
sure
so
you
cheesy
get a lot
sometimes. They can be cheesy and like,
And you like
I
them,
know, like
Yeah, y'all don't get no
cringy.
DMs that make you be like,
right?
They are very sexual.
Oh, the good ones. The good ones are sexual, or no? The
No.
DMs.
No.
Is there
Does the
one
sexual
that was,
ones
like,
work?
non-sexual and it was good and you're like,
I'm asking for a friend.
No, I'm asking for me because I don't do it, but I might start.
No. Well, I like to rave, so like anyone that was like, "Hey, you
so
trying
that
to
was
go to a
gonna be
rave?"
what I was gonna say.
I was like, "Let's
Read their
go."
bio to find out what they're into, so you can
Sprinkle, sprinkle.
start
Ah,
a conversation to
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I be messing up when it
Or
comes
like-
to texting.
Or
Yeah.
like if you were like, "I'll give you $100." I'm there.
That's all it takes to pull her out of her cave.
I've never
She's like, yo,
seen that.
$100, come meet me
Yeah,
at
but
I've
KFC.
never seen that. Amazing.
I will never deny money. No.
Yo, those girls
That's
that
so-
reply back with their Venmo, that's badass. Like,
There's girls that reply back to you with their Venmo.
not to me, because
No,
I'm
it's a
not,
thing- it's a
I'm not
thing.
that
I tried
skilled.
it.
You guys have the dating apps profiles? You?
No.
Do you
No,
I
use
don't.
it?
I have a
I never have.
I have Facebook dating
I had chicken
I-
just to meet new people.
I had Tinder, and then I was like, Tinder is
You're the
not
one that
it.
you
And then
get
I
depressed.
tried,
He just wants to be your friend.
Chispa.
I've
Oh,
never
cheese
tried
that's
it.
for Latinas, right?
Yeah.
Wait, there's
Chispa.
what?
Chispa.
Oh, I thought you said G Spot. I was like, what?
That one's for
Woo!
Latinos because I have a specific type, and I was
Ooh.
like,
Okay.
that's what I didn't like about Tinder, that it was only white people, and I was like, I don't want these white people.
That's how we feel.
Maybe that's what you need.
No.
I mean, that's not how we feel, but that is how we feel. Especially living in Utah, like we get on apps and it's
like,
so many white people, and it's just like, man, I want some flavor. Cause some of the white girls is cool, some of the white girls are cool. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, man, I want a variety.
Yeah.
Give me
I've dated,
give me some
I've
flavor.
dated all kinds of Latinas, from Mexico to Brazil, Asian,
You ever dated a
but
black
never
girl?
European
Like-
or African.
Oh,
And the black dating site has so many white girls on it too.
yeah.
Right? You get on there, you get 3 black girls, and then the next thing you know, it's all white girls.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
you don't even need.
It's like we got to get out of Utah. And when I'm in a different state, it's like, all right, I'm in a different state. Let's see it. Okay, 7, 8, 9, and then white girls.
Yeah.
White girls is like, we gonna
Uh,
find us a brother.
All right. Hey, they on every site.
Facts.
They do not discriminate no more, I swear. Until you make them mad. And they be like, you black bitch, I gave you a chance. No, it's fine.
Yeah, girls always love you until you make you mad. They can be like, no, I like your belly, man. Then they gonna be like, you fat piece of shit.
My father disowned me, bitch.
Girls always love you till they hate you. Once they hate you, they hate everything about you.
Right.
No, seriously.
Oh my god.
That is so bad.
Women are bad.
That is so bad.
Yeah.
All right, well, Dev, come on, close us out.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Tell us.
Okay, so basically, it was my delusional ship.
Mm.
Oh my gosh. When mind you, I think it was my 20th birthday. I had a birthday party. It was like smack in the middle of COVID. And, you know, you're not supposed to have parties. And I was like, no, like, I want to celebrate my birthday. This random guy just shows up to my party. And I don't even, someone else invited him. I had told the person that invited him that they can't come. And he showed up anyways. And I was like,
Nice.
well, shit, okay. I didn't know them.
And then you fell in love with them by looking at them, or what?
No.
Love at first sight.
Yeah, love at first sight.
I
Like, you
love it
weren't
so.
allowed here, but you can stay.
No, actually, no. He was like the complete opposite of my type, and like the complete opposite. And I was like, but he was cool. Like he gave me cool vibes. So I was like, all right, let's
It's all about
be
the vibes.
friends. I was like, let's be friends, because I had also just gotten out of like a long distance relationship, so I wasn't really looking for anything.
Not a
Anyways.
long term, but a long distance.
No, I like wasn't looking to be serious with anyone. I was really heartbroken or whatever. Anyways, that's how it started. I was avoidant. I was pushing him away. Later, I started catching feelings, and then he started being avoidant and pushing me away. And he never got back to that. It was always like pushing me away, and it was that dynamic where like he'll tell me to fuck off pretty much, and then I'd fuck off, and then he'd be like, call me up, and then I'd fucking go.
Damn.
And it was like that for like 3 years. I eventually gave him an ultimatum, and I was like, look, you either with me or you're not.
No, you're against me.
Or you're against me. No. And then I left. I really did leave, and it was like grief. When you lose your limerence person, like you grieve them.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, all right, fuck it, time to move on. And I was like so depressed. Like it was so bad. But you know what? I'm really grateful for that relationship, because it really triggered my growth. Like I looked within, and I was like, okay, like what can I change so that doesn't happen again?
Which is great, because you're still really young. You're what, 21, 22?
23.
You're still pretty young.
Yeah, but and then I was like, I gave him that ultimatum for my birthday.
You probably
This
should have
last
waited till the
year.
next day. She's like, we're gonna enjoy today. Tomorrow, though, we talking.
It had been like a year. Since almost a year, less than a year, but like almost a year since I had like really talked to him. And it was my birthday, and I went to like this rave. One thing led to another, but some shit happened.
Look at Elijah, like Elijah does.
Why are you
Yeah.
looking?
Because Elijah knows what happened.
Why are you looking at me?
Some shit happened, but
What's the
basically,
tea?
I don't want to say that on camera.
Okay, yeah.
But basically, after that whole situation, like the way that he treated me with that, like that was the end, like ever. Like the way he never treated me well, but not like super bad. But in that moment with that situation, like I was like, I am never, ever, ever going back to that.
But it was definitely a good underground rave, though.
It was the best.
If I could understand, because both of you had somewhat of a similar situation.
Kinda, yeah. When I
Yeah.
was like, dang, flashbacks of the
But
past.
when you get to that breaking point, how do you overcome that? Like, what is it that you tell yourself, or
Well, because you fight with yourself a lot, right?
Right.
It's like,
'Cause
You tell-
prior
you
to
tell
that,
yourself-
you kept going back.
Well, yeah, because you tell yourself it's you, like, oh, I'm the problem. Like, what? And then once you finally figure out, like, and you've done all this self-evaluating, I'm like, bitch, you the problem.
You've been the problem.
You've been the problem this whole
Yep.
time.
Facts, huh?
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah.
It's just interesting to me that this 3 years. Like
3
I cannot
years.
imagine.
A waste of my
Yeah.
fucking life.
I think with these two,
Mine was
No,
like,
it was great.
mine was
That
like
shit
4 or
was
5.
fun.
So.
I think with these two is because theirs is run and then accept. It's because once you've ran and then you're like, you know what, I'm gonna give this person a chance and actually see what they are about. But then the other person's like, nah, you done messed up. Now you're trying to build a relationship and make up for everything you did wrong.
Yeah.
While that person's like, and while you're putting in that work, it's like, well, how can I prove to you that, hey, you're the person for me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I feel like I relate to y'all in a way, because I be doing that same thing.
But it is so bad because like that the highs are high, but the
Mhm.
lows are so low.
Oh yeah.
And you're just stuck in
That
this
you're so low.
vicious cycle because when it's good, and you want it to be good.
You want to experience that again.
You want to
It's like a
experience that
drug, huh?
again.
It's like
so
a
you,
drug.
It's like a
Mm,
drug.
we love drugs.
All right. Any final thoughts? I think we had a great conversation here.
No, I love it. We were all pretty vulnerable. I like that.
I
You
love
know?
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
You know, it was gonna have to turn into the
Same.
Minds of Nobody therapy sessions out here.
Facts.
Therapy. This is my therapy because I
There
can
you
afford
go.
it.
Well, and we want to hear from the people listening to us. Chime in, give us your thoughts. You can always find us. Where can they find us, Dex?
Yeah, find us at YouTube Minds of Nobodies, Facebook Minds of Nobodies, TikTok Minds of Nobodies, and Instagram's Minds of Nobodies.
Facts.
You better follow along.
Devaney taking us out, yeah?
I'm taking us out.
You brought us in, right?
I gotta take us out.
Hey,
I don't even know how we
like
end
your
this.
natural, like your natural essence of a woman, you brought us in. Now you gotta take us out.
Are
Mhm.
you calling me a murderer?
What?
Word.
That is about right. Now that I think about it.
Did your mama ever tell you that I brought you in this world? I could take you out.
She meant she was gonna kill you.
She gonna kill you. Not me though. No,
Yeah.
I should take us out because I don't know how we end this.
All right. So we're gonna go clockwise as we go out. But all right, so this is the Minds of Nobodies. Today we talked about attachments. Next week we might talk about our 5 love languages or whatever has to do with a little bit of love, because everybody needs a little bit of love. Anyway, so you're here with Nelijah.
Devaney.
Fabi.
Dexter, and Juan's on the 1s and 2s.
Facts. Facts.
We'll get sound effects one day.
Facts. We can have sound effects, but